And the preliminary report looking into the crash of Nepal's Yeti Airlines last month indicates that strong possibility of pilot error. All 72 on board, including 5 Indians, were killed when the ATR-72 aircraft went down shortly before it was to land in Pokhara. So now the preliminary report suggesting that the error could have been of the pilot, considering that the planes were okay and even the pilots were highly trained. They were absolutely equipped to be flying that plane. That incident that took place last month, Nepal's Yeti Airlines, that went down with 72 on board, including 5 Indians who were killed also in that plane crash when the ATR-72 aircraft went down shortly before it was to land in Pokhara. And to get more details about that report, we have Priyanshi joining us. Priyanshi, what does it suggest? It suggests an error on the part of the pilot.
Well, Divya, startling details in the preliminary crash report indicate that instead of using the flaps lever in the cockpit to configure the aircraft for landing, one of the pilots actually operated nearby levers which feathered the engines, now building the engine power to 0. Now, less than a minute later, the aircraft stalled and crashed. Now, the report says that the engines of the aircraft were fully functional at the time of the accident. The flight was being operated by 2 captains. One was in the process of being familiarized for the operations into Pokhara, and the co-pilot was in fact an instructor pilot. Now, the pilot flying during the incident was Anju Kathmandu, one of the 6 women pilots in the airline. Her husband Deepak Pokhrel also flew the same airline, and he was also killed in a crash in 2006. So now the startling details that have emerged, they indicate that instead of using the flaps lever in the cockpit to configure the aircraft, one of the pilots actually operated the nearby levers which what they call feathered the engines, that brought the engine power to 0.